Chapter 12, The Verdict. Let me close by telling you what I actually think, and then by telling you what would change my mind. Because an analysis that can't be falsified isn't analysis, it's advocacy. HeyMax has done something difficult and genuinely rare. It created a private currency that people actually want in under 3 years, on $13 million, in one city-state of 6 million people. And FlyAnywhere, that ability to book any flight on any airline and get paid back in cash at a published rate, gave that currency a floor. That is the hardest and most valuable thing a currency issuer can do, and almost no private loyalty currency in the world has managed it. The coalition deals gave it liquidity. The community gave it credibility. Those are real achievements, and they're not easy to copy. But the company is now at the point that every loyalty program reaches, usually much less publicly, the moment when the true cost of the currency becomes visible. Everything that happened in 2026, the killed program, the 17 removed partners, the 33% Accor devaluation, and the launch of a product that sells miles forward at 2.3 cents, is the same event, seen from 4 different angles. HeyMax is finding out what a max mile costs and repricing accordingly. Handled well, that's the transition from a startup that gives things away into a business that knows its margins. Handled badly, it's the slow erosion of exactly the trust that made the currency valuable in the first place. And once a loyalty currency's credibility goes, it does not come back. So 3 things decide which of those happens. 1. Does the revenue mix move to B2B? That's not a monetization preference. It's the difference between being a price taker and a price setter, between a 4 times multiple and a 10 times multiple, between $80 million and $200 million at the next round. 2. Does share of wallet close? They already have the users. They're capturing about 1/10 of what those users could give them. It is the largest, cheapest, lowest risk growth available to this company, and it requires nothing new. 3. Does the currency stay credible, publish the liability, fix the expiry contradiction, commit to a notice period? These cost almost nothing and protect everything. Here's my overall grade: B, maybe B+. Product A-, market opportunity A, execution A-. 5 major products in 26 months and a whole market entered and launched in 4 is genuinely impressive. Team B+, business model B-. Competitive moat C+, and that's the honest one, because right now their protection is speed and focus, not structure. Speed is a wonderful position for a Series A company and an untenable one for a Series C company. My assessment: HeyMax is more likely than not to succeed and considerably more likely to be acquired somewhere between $150 and $400 million than to become an independent billion-dollar company. Both of those are excellent outcomes for a team that raised $13.6 million. The independent path requires B2B to become the majority of revenue by 2029, and that requires a commercial capability they haven't hired yet. Now, what would change my mind? I'd get materially more positive if monthly active users are disclosed above 80,000, if a Tier 1 bank is announced as issuing max miles, if 2026 revenue lands above 18 million, meaning my growth assumptions were too cautious, if direct airline contracts replace a sender on the top 5 partners, if a second coalition deal on used terms gets signed outside Singapore, or if they publish their miles liability voluntarily. I'd get materially more negative if monthly actives come in below 50,000, which would mean active users were essentially flat through 2025 and 26. If the FlyAnywhere floor of 1.8 cents ever gets cut, and I want to be clear, that would be qualitatively different from the Accor devaluation, because the floor is the credibility. If Shopback or Grab or a bank launches a transferable travel currency in Singapore, if there's a 4th devaluation inside 12 months, if HeyMax first drawdowns grow much faster than reclaims, or if they launch consumer brands in Japan, Taiwan, and Australia simultaneously. Let me finish with the thing I keep coming back to. The most valuable asset this company owns isn't the currency, or the merchants, or the technology. It's that 4 engineers who lost their jobs in 2022 built, in 3 years, something that a $50 billion airline, a $1 billion cashback platform, and every bank in Singapore looked at, and concluded they couldn't build without cannibalizing themselves. That's a real position. It's worth defending properly. And if I had to compress the whole of this analysis into a single sentence, it would be this. HeyMax built a currency people want, and is now discovering what it costs. Whether it becomes the loyalty infrastructure of Asia or a very well-executed affiliate business with a clever rewards wrapper depends almost entirely on whether it moves the majority of its revenue to the side of the business where it, rather than the market, sets the price. That's the analysis. Thank you for listening.